book number 2, continuing my book that I'm writing, and I just took a break for water. I meant to pause it and continue, but here we will continue. Luna's taking a water break too. When we gather in community with a collective goal to unite and evolve, magic and miracles can happen. When people meditate together in large groups, it lowers the crime rate in the area. When we sing or drum together, we can access higher states of being. When we come together to learn together, as we are today, we can begin to shift any awareness, any sort of play, into a higher dream. Our whole life is learning, but somewhere along our journey we begin to realize it is time to start unlearning. We get to decide now what we believe, who we are, and what we want to create. It's a whole lot easier to work together to accomplish our dreams than alone. So let us find some friends and let them into our hearts and find a path that works for us. Know that your vision is from the heart. When it is good for everyone, the earth, the planet, and all people, it is always from the heart. It doesn't mean that everyone agrees and supports you, but you know in your heart it is your calling. The word Akiga, it means to do what you love, what the world needs, and what you are good at. So follow your bliss and find your purpose. I've wanted to be a teacher and a healer for so long, to not hold on to the secret ancient wisdoms that have been passed down to me from the elders and the children, from the unseen realms and everywhere in between. I feel in my heart my life is just beginning. And just over in the last year, I've come full circle in so many ways. It is my hope for all of you to come full circle as well in your journey, to learn many beautiful and gentle lessons, and to be, at some point, a teacher yourself. And each teacher is a student, and each student a teacher. But continuing my book, guys, so like I said in my last video, I'm writing this book. I'm looking for a typist and looking to keep writing it, and 7% of profits will be donated to Tree Canada. And this book is about balance, community, healing, peace, joy, spirituality, life lessons in going through hell to find heaven. And so I get really emotional thinking about where I came from, because it was fucking hell. And I just feel so blessed to be where I am today. So apologize if I cry, because I'm crying tears of gratitude and joy and relief. Please give me a like and subscribe so I can make more of these, and we can support what I do. I'm not sure what this was about, and sometimes if I'm reading my book and I decide to pause, it might be just because I'm deciding what to include or what my journals actually say. So here we go. This series gets into the heart of what it feels like to live with schizophrenia, the ups, the downs, and the in-between. The question I propose to answer is, how can people living with schizophrenia, despite the sad and frustrating alternative, actually find a way to enjoy life again? What are the potential pitfalls, and how can finding a purpose, giving back, developing one's gifts, and accessing community actually help us to heal, as well as friendships and resources? They help us to heal a heart that has been broken by the struggle of this devastating illness. But it doesn't have to continue to be devastating always. There is a way. Why do people living with schizophrenia sometimes fall through the cracks, as I did so often at times, in a society that appears to be broken and imperfect? And yet, how do so many of us survive and live to tell an epic story of lessons learned and battles fought? And the story of those who stuck with us through the darkness and days and helped us come full circle and step back into the light of love. We are, when we learn, we will learn what schizophrenia is, why it happens sometimes, and sometimes we don't know a lot about it. So I do education presentations at universities, high schools, and nonprofits on schizophrenia. We tell our stories. We're peer support workers. We help others with schizophrenia. The Schizophrenia Society saved my life, so I'm grateful to work there too. If you have schizophrenia, find a schizophrenia society in your area. Contact the Schizophrenia Society of Alberta. This is not them endorsing my book. This is all my own stuff, so I'm not representing them when I read. I'm just saying I work there. So how do we identify and treat it, and what resources, medical care, and medications are available? By interviewing. Oh, now I know what this was. So this was an application that I applied for Story Hive. So I actually met my boss at the SSA at a Story Hive event where TELUS has a nonprofit called Story Hive. And Story Hive, I was praying that the government and people that were leaders would, make a difference and make wise choices. And then I got on the bus, went downtown, went to Clubhouse, found out below there was an open house for Story Hive with the most amazing free food and coffee. Wow. And the presentation was great, and they taught us that Story Hive is a nonprofit from TELUS that helps creators create stories. So my boss actually made an Indigenous story for Story Hive. He's also made a documentary about us at work. So they actually give grants to people that want to be creative, whether it's video bloggers or someone making a documentary or all kinds of things, and you submit your idea. And so I actually submitted an idea about us, and it didn't get chosen, but it was a really beautiful process. So I guess this was kind of part of my application, so I didn't realize that. I remember that when I was reading this. So the one that I was going to do was about all the beautiful people who have survived schizophrenia and now help others. I was going to teach people about what we learned and what works and doesn't work for us, and how we got to where we are. As usual, it can take walking through the depths of hellish experiences to learn a deep lesson about self-love, self-care, healing, love, community, and finding a reason to live, to keep trying, and to help others struggling with schizophrenia. The people in this documentary are all friends of mine living with schizophrenia. We have both male and female people, as well as transgender people. Some are feeling quite well, while others are still feeling quite stressed at times. And though we all work as mental health peer support workers at the organization, making this series is not just about me, it's about us. And it's I wasn't going to do it as a representative of the SSA. I'm telling stories as an independent creator. It's a story of our journeys and struggles and all of the organizations and good people that have helped us. Some of us also do presentations about schizophrenia and tell our stories at venues like nonprofits and schools. I will be doing my own research about schizophrenia in books and talking to psychiatrists and holistic healers. The SSA has lots of books to lend us. I will make sure everything we say is based on facts. We are also all medicated and on antipsychotics that have been very important to us. However, I do intend to perhaps come off of mine over 4 years, slowly tapering with the help of the Inner Compass Initiative. That actually is the only way that I've ever learned to come off of meds safely and at a 5 to 10% reduction of the current dose and the next dose of that and the next dose of that. Please don't come off your meds. I'm not saying that. The only way to do it is to research Inner Compass Initiative, make a self-care plan, taper off extremely slowly, get a water titration as pills don't even come in that form, and work with some support. I'm grateful for the psychiatrist that might work with me. I'm not ready yet, though. I have a lot of research and planning to do first. And if it doesn't go well, I'll hold on the dose or go back up. It'll take 4 years. I'd love to share my journey and how psychedelics impacted my mental health journey. And I had to learn not to take them, or even marijuana, and how that contributed to my own relapses at times in schizophrenia, as some medicines for certain people can become poisons for other people. Quitting counseling, doing a plant ceremony with psychedelics, moving out on my own and coming off my meds way too fast was kind of a deadly combo that made me relapse even though I was doing so well for 4 years. But how I later became a peer support worker and finally healed, once again rising above, and I still am healing. How these substances are still being studied for their therapeutic effects and safety, and that they may contribute to developing or triggering schizophrenia relapses. I've studied the importance of medication, but also over 500 hours in school at Wild Rose College as a natural healer. And so in this series, I propose to make the first 8 episodes I'll tell you about. And so marijuana and psychedelics can be a medicine for a lot of people. So I'm definitely not saying they aren't, and they were a part of my healing journey for a while. And they can be used in a very sacred way, or they can be used in a very unsacred way. And so they do recommend before you're 25 not smoking weed or doing psychedelics while your brain is still developing. You might have a higher risk of developing schizophrenia if you do. That being said, it is legal for people over 18 to smoke marijuana. CBD strains tend to have a better mental balance than THC. But contacting a place like Harvest Medical Clinic is a great place to start to find a strain that's best for you and to discuss if marijuana is good or not. And if you do take marijuana, being aware if you fall on the spectrum of someone that it's helping or someone that it's hurting and how it affects you. That's what I recommend. It is a beautiful medicine for a lot of issues like epilepsy and stuff, but I don't recommend it for anybody under 18. I'd love to talk about psychiatric care as well. What it looks like in the hospitals and day hospitals, all the amazing resources, including school, to become a peer support worker, and my mental health clubhouse, the mental health housing I live in, and where I meet with a worker occasionally and live independently. Places like, I don't know if I can say this in my book, I don't have permission yet, but certain other resources. I'd love in future series after the original Story Hive to complete, to make more. Like how nature heals us, the healing power of music as medicine, nutrition and orthomolecular medicine using supplements, as well as talking about different organizations that help people naturally heal their mental health, such as Dr. Hoffer Institute. I have a friend from my clubhouse who would like to help me in my project. Though she struggles with anxiety and depression, she volunteers a lot at many different places and charities. Her passions and gifts of writing and her kind heart make her a beautiful person to help contribute to this story. I would like to record the episodes of my friends in their houses where much beautiful music happens. Oh, that's my boyfriend and his roommates. My partner lives in a healing space. It's a beautiful community where they do events. His roommates are my best friends too. And my friends, and how my friends help me. My partner is a sound healer who uses voice, didgeridoo, singing bowls, drums, and other instruments to help heal and gather the musical community together. I'm excited to have such a gifted person helping on the team. He overcame his dark, intense gaming addiction by playing his beautiful flute. Didgeridoo, I mean. It healed him from some dark mental health issues. It is his gift to the community and world, one of many. I don't want to glamorize schizophrenia, as some are in and out of psych wards their whole life. Many attempt suicide. 10% of them will, 50% of those will succeed. But don't be a part of the statistic, because you do not have to. There is a way out. Before antipsychotics were made, and this is really confusing because different websites say different things, so I'm not sure how people with schizophrenia lived before they were taking antipsychotics versus after. Before they were invented, I mean. So I don't want to go into that because I don't really know the facts. Some people say that people were living their whole lives in the hospital before antipsychotics were made. And some studies that I read said that the antipsychotics didn't really make a huge difference in long-term outcomes. But most people with schizophrenia have never been able to come off meds. I've only met one. In all the people that I've met, I've only met one psychiatrist that's seen people succeed. But Mad in America and the Withdrawal Initiative, or the Inner Compass Initiative, actually did find a way. So if you want to come off your meds, I'm not saying do, but they're a great resource, and I wouldn't do it without them, honestly. And I would do it over 4 years, tapering by 5 to 10% at a time. But I'm not a doctor, so contact your doctor to talk about it. And if you do come off your meds, be honest with everybody. Don't do it in secret. That's a disaster waiting to happen. And plan ahead. Not using the Inner Compass Initiative is like trying to climb Mount Everest without preparing. So it's different if you have drug-induced psychosis or if you don't have schizophrenia and you're taking antipsychotics. So they do say when schizophrenia starts, the sooner you recognize it and get help, the better. And some people maybe do need to go on antipsychotics and can get off of them if their doctors are willing to work with it, if they're treated early enough. But if it goes on for such a long time and it's so severe, it can be really hard to actually get off the medications once you're on them, because you have so much damage to your psyche. Often no one knows what's happening, and they're reluctant to get help and talk about it. It took me many, many months. And so to increase awareness and encourage people to reach out for support is what we do. We also want to show that there's hope for healing, to have a good and meaningful life, to find purpose, to find ways to help others, and to help ourselves. That's our message. And why was I the person to tell the story? As a teen, I attempted suicide, had OCD and eating disorder. I became a runaway and a hard drug addict. I healed addictions to hard drugs, but not physical psychedelics and weed. I don't think I'm going to get too much into all this story, because I'm going to tell you guys my story that I present for work. And so I've written down so many stories, made blogs, made videos on YouTube about mental health. I'm a deeply gifted writer, and I always try to be positive, to see and teach others to see the silver lining, to find hope and purpose and peace and healing and community and inner strength. I am a resourceful, well-spoken, and inspiring person. If chosen for the documentary, I would be raw, honest, and could move and stir things up for people in a beautiful way, in those whom witness my creativity, to encourage them to find their inner voice and live a life with passion, to make the world a better place. This is my intention for the book also. This is what, if I do get to make the documentary eventually, this is what it would be about. Episode 1. What was it like to first live with schizophrenia? How did it change what you learned about yourself? What resources and people helped you? And how did you feel about meds? Have you experienced side effects? What self-care did you do? And how do you use your message now to help others? Do you believe you went through all of the struggles so that you could learn to help others with schizophrenia? What do you talk about to help other people? What were the hospitals like? How do we know that we are here to help others? What gifts do you have? And how is your life actually better after you had schizophrenia? Because mine is, definitely. And so is many of my friends. How do you find purpose and meaning in life? I would talk about my experience with medications, no medications, herbology, nutrition, supplements, and psychedelics, relapses, and rising up again, and how I healed myself. Keeping in mind protecting people in the interviews was one of my priorities. What else? Okay, I think this is something else here. Let's see. I think I'll keep reading my book and then I'll read my other story. Okay. We'll see here if I have any more in my book. So that was a really cool project that didn't get chosen, but my boss is basically making the same documentary about us, and it's been super fun to be a part of the documentary. As we have a play that we do, it's about schizophrenia. It's a comedy love story, coming of age story of a man that gets schizophrenia and his healing journey, and his community and family, and it's quite beautiful. So they got to perform us playing as we traveled to Red Deer, as we've done presentations at organizations that help kids with mental health and other things. So, what's this? Okay, I wrote this in Sylvan Lake. Sound bath. What is a sound healing? It's amazing when you play music to did you know also when you play music to water that it makes beautiful patterns in the water? These fractals are sacred geometry. Humans are mostly water, and when we vibrate at higher frequencies, such as while listening to peaceful healing music, we heal on a deep level. Sometimes those healing effects can be subtle, sometimes they can be profound. But if done regularly, healing with music can drastically change your life. I want to tell you about my partner, Trevor. He's incredible. He has a full-time job, and on top of that, he does sound healing. I'm so proud of the person he's become and who he's becoming and who we are becoming together. I think I wrote this at the sound bath while they were practicing, their jam ahead of the sound bath. Trevor is dedicated over 10 years to being a sound healer. He does private one-on-one sessions as well. Today I'm at Essence Studio with Bettina. I didn't ask her permission to put this in my book, but hopefully she doesn't mind. Trevor plays didgeridoo, flutes, bells, singing bowls, hand drums, and more. He does what is called sound baths. It's relaxing. It's not taking a bath, but it's taking a bath to music, bathing in sound. Since I started dating and coming to Trevor's events, so many healing has happened in my life. I am so incredibly grateful. He can also play the didgeridoo and drum over people. They can feel the healing vibrations in their body. It feels so powerful to actually feel the vibrations in the body. It brings us back to the present moment and back inside of our bodies. At these events, sometimes people collaborate. There's different modalities that go well with sound healing at his events, such as yoga, meditation, cacao ceremonies, dance, breathing exercises, affirmations, and more. All the Friday night drum circles are amazing as well. For me, I can be stuck in my head with circular arguments, thinking I can think my way out of a situation, but we can't. I learn by doing, and yes, I can do CBT to check my thoughts and work with affirmations and clear my thoughts with yoga and meditation. I can find clarity through journaling, but most of the healing is in the inner and outer work. When it's time to actually rest and relax and heal, it can be as easy as turning on the music and meditating, or making it out to a concert, drum circle, or sound healing event. Also, just to gather in community with a common vision of peace, love, music, and healing is so profound. Super grateful to have Trevor in our musical community. It is so beautiful. Music is freedom and love. We all understand it no matter what language we speak. Sound baths help us to relax. Receive some healing to the max, gentle to the sound, some healing to the max, as gentle sounds received deep within. No matter where we are, we can begin to be here now. Tune in to the sacred vibrations of peace all around. Ancient wisdom coming through in waves. It just keeps getting better day after day. Sacred instruments for transformational change, embracing peace and letting go of pain. As we close our eyes and go within, our inner voice will tell us just where to begin. Music can transcend us in seconds into other realms, realms that only music can bring us into. These realms cannot be seen but must be felt within the heart. The musical waves reach our ears. They penetrate deep within our soul, creating beautiful memories, new neural pathways, and new ways of looking at the world. They open our heart, making our pain and suffering a little bit lesser. I realized lately that I needed to choose my own music to listen to, not just what others in my life love, but find my own. I put on some of my favorite bands I learned about through friends or even seen live. Then Spotify auto-generates similar artists. When I like the songs that come on, I can add them to my list called New Music to check out. From there, I can put them on an album that called Play Songs I Love and then add to it if I like. I also make playlists for my yoga class I was teaching. One with love songs as well. One with beautiful songs I thought we would both love. I made one with songs I'd love to sing to. Also one with my favorite instrumental songs. The yoga one is mostly acoustic chill out songs. I also have music that makes me get up and dance. Dancing is so blissful for me and I love it. Anyone can sing and dance or pick up an instrument, and it can change one's life so much. What are benefits of singing? Immune health, mental health, serotonin, community, joy, adding our voice to the heartbeat of the earth, getting pumped about the message, connecting to pets and family, developing our inner voice and intuition, and working towards singing and performing for others. And did you know that we all came from tribal communities? And most basis of tribal spirituality is actually music. Don't forget, in our subconscious, we may be subconscious of our voice, but singing anyways is beautiful. It's about expressing ourselves and learning to use our voice to create harmony in life, to hear the music and connect with it and each other. Did you know when we live our life with an intention to harmonize and celebrate, to uplift our whole mentality and vision of life, then we ask ourselves, what do I have to give and how can I help? What solution can I be a part of? Not what can I take or how do I avoid things or how do I feel better right now through unhealthy habits. If we live for each other and lift each other up, then we find the meaning of life. And we all have gifts, and singing and music can help us find them and express them. We know that work makes wellness, and purpose and sacrifice helps us to heal. And that without a life of service or the ability to use our gifts for the highest good, we will forget why we came. So keep coming here. Keep using your gifts. Okay, that was some stuff from a song circle that me and my friend do. It's actually what we teach in the song circle, so I guess I thought I'd share it with you today. I wonder how long this book is. Wow, there's still several pages. All right, what else here? This was my application for my disability tax credit I got approved for. Thank you, government. Encouraging people with disabilities to apply for that. It's beautiful, you know. And I looked at my vision board every day, looked at the check I printed off the secret website. It says from the universe, you sign your name and the amount you want to receive, and it says remember to feel good, because when we feel good and get in the vibration of believing that we're going to receive it, then we manifest. So I feel like that helps me get on the approved for it. I was honest on the application and got my psychiatrist to fill it out, and I was really blessed. I'm gonna move the table over, I think, because my legs are going numb. Okay. Nope. Is that a good spot? Let's see. I got the guitar, ukulele in the background from Hawaii. Thanks, Mom, for that. From the thrift store. Alright, let's see if we can sit a little more comfy here. Got some dream catchers. Alright, you guys. This is, let's see how long it is. This one is Relationships as a Spiritual Practice. Love is the most sacred and beautiful gift of all. If I could read and practice A Course in Miracles daily, it might help. The message I get about miracles is to send healing while listening to a spiritual playlist I have. To think that I would leave a highly emotionally abusive relationship of 7 years to enter into the most sacred and beautiful relationship of my entire life is beyond my wildest dreams. Trevor, you are an example of divine partnership. Let's put that in the center. Yes, you are. Almost the opposite of my ex. And though A Course in Miracles says, what is all-encompassing can have no opposite. In 3 days, Trevor gets to meet my dad. And my dad's side of the family, I can't wait. And now when we're making this, we're going to go out to Invermere to visit his home and with his wife, so we're super excited. November 5th is when I asked him out. November 20th is our first date. He invited me to his gym open house, and I loved it. We had a great conversation, and he was doing a demo of the training. The fitness coach actually asked him to take his shirt off. I was blown away by how fit and healthy he was, and I loved that he took care of himself. I knew Spirit brought us together to help each other, to reach our highest potential, which includes each of us taking good care of our body, mind, spirit, and each other. For me, when Buddha says, before I was enlightened, I chopped wood and carried water. And after I was enlightened, I chopped wood and carried water. This was both his practice of being in the moment and doing his work, but also moving and exercising his body. If me and Trevor ever have kids, one day I trust he would be an amazing parent. Yesterday we did a Zoom call with World Financial Group. They sell insurance and help people save, invest, and prepare for their future. I was so impressed by how Trevor plans ahead and really is ready to invest in our future and help us both become responsible. And I started saving money for the first time. I even opened a disability savings plan, an RDSP, and made a budget. In the last couple of months, he had taught me so much. He reminded me of how important it is to stop wasting time on things that don't matter, such as doom scrolling on my phone, and focus more on using my gifts to help heal others while making money at it. It was so synchronistic to run into Sandra from Freedom Sessions at the cafe yesterday. I was there having coffee with my friend. My friend and I are going into business together to bring singing and music circles to nonprofits. It was my idea. Songs, music, concerts, festivals, and dancing. And learning to drum and guitar saved my life from homelessness, suicidalness, and drug addiction. And now I want to help others. I've been afraid to write my book, partly because if I get the money coming in, then I might have to move out of my low-income home I've been in for 11 or 12 years. Also, I could get kicked off of AISH, but it's okay. I know it's good, and I trust, and I'm ready. Because my schizophrenia was so bad, I got put on AISH. I get almost $2,000 a month for free for the rest of my life until I earn enough income to finally get off of it, get out of the system, and create my own system, my own paradigm. And why am I so grateful for my partner? He is so sweet, funny, attractive. When I look into his eyes, I see him. No layers of someone he is not. I see him. He is not running away. He is present. He makes amazing decisions. I feel loved, supported, held, and cared for. And though nobody is perfect, he's pretty close. I am so grateful and safe and blessed to be with him, and my heart opens and expands every day. I feel deeply, deeply in love. I feel that this is ascension. This is the golden age. I feel like I am flying and seeing everything from a higher perspective, and I'm so friggin' excited. I feel a deep calling for both of us to create a retreat center, to live in a conscious community. That is on my vision board. In what world do I want to create? Using the secret and enlightened tools as we evolve. No more unhealthy fast food everywhere. Only healthy places. And yes, to open mics at cafes. I take excellent care of my dog Luna, and all animals are treated well. We take good care of the earth and each other. We use our money and resources well. We only use resources that serve well, without abusing the earth or animals or other people. We plant as many trees as we use. We are beautiful. We wear colorful clothes made sustainably or bought secondhand. We take excellent care of our animals, each other, and our children. We all live in harmony. We all have creative lives. We create consciously with intention. Business and economic structures are sustainable and kind. The weather is harmonious as a reflection of our own inner harmony. We each preserve a higher education. We each pursue a higher education, whether it's music, poetry, writing, medicine, herbology, engineering. The sky is the limit. Whatever is in your heart, we do it. And that education doesn't have to be at a college. We have fun and exciting lives. We are filled with music and celebration. It's true, this world can be heaven or hell. It is we that decide how to create it through our thoughts and actions, and we always have a choice to create heaven. We are free. The only limitations is that we have is what is in our own minds. People often say, it's okay if I go to McDonald's. It's already there. It's okay if I buy meat from conventional animals and farms. It's already there. You know, there's ethically raised versus conventional. I don't even eat meat, but that's just me. You do you. Well, we will keep the system alive if we keep investing in it. Every dollar we spend is a vote for what we want in the future, and each dollar we spend matters and makes a difference. It is insane and sick for us to not want to take responsibility and just blame the system instead of taking it into our own hands. I'm trying so hard to leave the system, and there's so many good people that eat conventional food. I still love them. They're still good people. They're not going to hell just for it. But what I'm saying is, if you can afford organic, it really does help create the world we want. You know, that's why we shop at Blush Lane, Community Foods, Light Cellar, and Amaranth, and farmers markets. I'm trying so hard to leave the system. I see bad omens quite often in my life, each time that I support that broken system. And I have no willpower to resist it all of the time yet, but I will. And so I leave my debit at home when I go out, unless I know I'm using it that day, and thus I spend less in the system. I put extra money on gift cards at the health food store. I buy what I need on payday and take time to rest. And take time to nourish myself with good foods. I don't want to be brainwashed and be a slave to the system and my own food addictions. I don't want to support the rich corporations that are stealing our resources and making us sick. At least A&W is selling ethically raised beef, but still, fast food is not always based on nourishment. It's based on money and addiction. Some small businesses that are locally owned, that's what I like to support. But where's the silver lining in all of it? Unless we are poor, can't cook, or can't afford meals that are good and organic and nourished food, we can choose a better way. Just think, if the system is based on greed, poison, and manipulation, what would a true American dream really look like? A North American dream. I'd travel the world giving speeches on taking our power back and truly creating the new earth. I'm not telling you anything new. Here's my next story. Going on an adventure to the harmonic egg. Thank you, Trevor, for getting me this gift and covering half. Is she really an alien light being? I hope she heals me deeply, bringing me clarity and purpose, self-discipline, and teaching me how to spend my time wisely. I am sorry to Trevor that I am always stressed, but still I come through with love and peace towards him. For true love never hurts another, for their own gain. My burdens are for me to carry, not him. He can help me lay them down on the earth, but I shall not give them to him ever to carry, for they do not belong to him. I shall ask him, what can I do to help? But that doesn't give me power over him. He shall ask me, what should I do? And I will say, follow your heart. I go to the egg to incubate, to rest and heal. I am grateful that as I heal, so too shall I see my son and heal him and my family and help them heal themselves. The coaching and the egg itself shall be healing. I will go inside to hear the music, the inner lights, and the inner voice, to go within myself and shed light on what I need to see and what I need to let go of. May it be beautiful and freeing, and trust me, you guys, it was. And if I drift off to sleep, may my dreams be beautiful, and as I wake to an even more beautiful dream, may it too be beautiful. Thank you to the Harmonic Egg in Cochrane. There's also one in Calgary at Within Studio. It was life-changing, and it was so cool. I got to spend Easter in an egg. Yoga is amazing, and it saved my life many times. So much love at the studios. Together we create health, peace, and balance. We stretch and balance and move and let go. We let go of our ego and judgments and our fear. We let go of our rigid ways of being. We learn to ride the waves and let go and let God. We turn within for the answers. It is a moving meditation of healing asanas. The drishtis may be outside of us at times, but to focus our gaze inward is the true path of love and healing. I saw in a dream last year a message, it was on a drum at the drum circle. It said, go within or go without. This is why I meditate. Yoga was born in India. It has become so popular in the West because it helps with mental, physical, and spiritual health and longevity in such a meaningful and beautiful way. We are blessed. I clean at the yoga studio every week for free lessons. I've been doing yoga for a year or so now, every week and most weeks, and it's changed my life. And when my schizophrenia first started, I was in the hospital for 6 months, and as soon as I got out, I decided to go to yoga teacher training. It changed my life. I'm so grateful. I used to teach at one of the art studios for mental health in Calgary for a long time, and it was so beautiful to teach yoga to them and be in such a loving community that loves to move together. This is Sophia Temple, where my partner lives. It's such a beautiful place, so I wrote about it. So I love the people there. Sophia Temple, where my partner lives, is so beautiful and amazing. This community space is a space for potlucks and amazing community gatherings. It's also an Airbnb. But my favorite part about it is my Trevor, his music, the people that live there, their music, and all of the positive attitudes there, despite being blind. My friend, she's so full of joy, and her adventurous spirit really shines. And two of the chillest, cutest cats ever. The place is filled with plants and beautiful art and instruments. The people that join us are such beautiful, inspiring, creative people. We come together to sing and eat and talk. So many musical friends, and each time I've met, it's as if no time has passed, and yet it has. We tell our stories, though, through a lens of love, with wisdom, and all glory be to God, who speaks and lives and breathes through us and in us and is us. If you walk a path of love, you are blessed. I like that one. Here's another one. May 3rd, 4 p.m. Okay. Life is a very sacred and beautiful opportunity. Please do not waste it by thinking that we have to be comfortable and stay small. You are an ascended master and a light being. You are here to grow and give and shine. This is an exciting time to be alive. We have the opportunity to evolve and take a leap in consciousness. I'm sitting in an Essence studio. It is beautiful. Bettina and Trevor are beautiful. Okay, here's another one. Getting to know Trevor has been amazing. He said it was really fun to get to know his ex and her kids. It's always a delicate balance to be myself while also making him happy, to come from a place of love and light, and to dress beautifully and to buy new clothes, but also save money only when I feel I need to, especially when I lost weight. To not overspend, but to get what I need when I need it. To get off my phone, but use it in a functional way too. To write words of wisdom and stay true to my truth. To listen to good advice, but be my own leader. To write, but to read. To make my own podcasts, but also listen to others. To be nourished, but not overindulge. To unplug and rest, but also to work and be productive. If there's part of me that I am worried about not being 100% authentic, should I do it anyway? Should I perform my songs and poems? What are the negative omens I see, and are they really negative? What is it I need to write and contribute? And do I need to work with counseling? Do I post on Facebook or look at others? I will understand one day and learn, and so I follow my intuition for these answers. It would be good to work as a herbalist. Definitely writing my herbal speech was one of the best and most beautiful things I ever did. Check out my other YouTube on mental health and holistic healing. Maybe throughout the process I will find who I am and what I need to give. May I be unique, undivided, and always follow my heart. What else is here? Let's see. Is there any more? Lots of empty pages still. What's this one? That's a journal. Sometimes I use this book to journal, and definitely don't want to put my journal entries on here unless I read them first. How to awaken your heart's energy. Ooh. All right. Life can be difficult and challenging, but it can also be super beautiful. Everything that happens to us is actually for our highest good and our evolution. When we shift how we see the world around us shifts too. We can carry around us the burdens of guilt, regret, and trauma, or we can learn to see the divine lessons in all of it. It's all meant to teach us. If there wasn't suffering, how could we heal ourselves or learn to heal others and be guides? We could keep beating ourselves up, taking the blame for all the problems in the world, or blaming others for what happened to us. But dear brothers and sisters, and in between people, things do not happen to us. They happen for us. We are the ones that we were waiting for. We are all responsible for the well-being of ourselves, our community, and our planet. We carry with us great responsibility. Most of what we teach others is through our actions. When we are constantly setting our intentions to help others in the world, we begin to see why we came. We are not meant to stay small. We are all destined for greatness. Each of us carries with us our own unique gifts. We need to find them and use them to help others. When we live our lives in service while also taking care of ourselves, we truly can open the gateway into heaven. This is what we came for. There are many ways and paths to healing, and we each hold a blueprint, a roadmap, a compass. When we tune inward through meditation or healing practices such as yoga and dance, breathing exercises and music, we can add years to our life and life to our years. I want to talk to you about manifesting. All of us manifest in one way or another. We attract into our lives beautiful situations and people, or darkness, and blessings and challenges. Let us attract consciously. When we approach life with openness and let go of resistance, we can stop fighting against life and accept, embrace all the love that comes and flows. Instead of judging good from bad, we can see the silver lining in everything and move from a space of fear to a space of love. We can learn to radically accept what we cannot change and also ask for easy lessons from now on. The universe always gives us what we ask for. Unfortunately, a lot of us do not know how to ask or we do not believe we are capable or deserving to receive it. However, when we do our work and live in peace with purpose, we heal. There's two types of work, inner and outer work. Outer work helps us give and teach and guide others. Inner work is what brings us peace, joy, and revelation. It is not selfish. When we take care of ourselves, we begin to expand and heal. I first learned about the book and movie The Secret after I wrote to a shaman music friend to get advice. He said, listen and learn and master the secret. Read it and watch it. I had no idea at the time what he was talking about. I didn't know it was a book or a movie. He didn't say read and watch it. He just said learn it and master it. Later I found out, okay. I was at the time beginning a new journey, living a life with schizophrenia. I actually ended up in the psych ward. That's where I first watched the Secret movie, believe it or not. It was profound and it did change my life, but still I had months ahead of me in the psych ward to work through my issues before I could get released. I started saying cancel, cancel to all my negative thoughts throughout the day, all day, every day, until years later I realized at the time I needed to stop doing that and practice the art of letting go. After I got out of the hospital and my 2-year-old son was adopted into a loving family who was family of ours, I did amazing for 4 years. I became a yoga teacher, a drum circle facilitator, and then a herbalist. I went to college even though I had dropped out of high school. Please don't drop out of high school. It wasn't until years after that I really got into manifesting regularly. One day I realized how to make a vision board. Except this time I was going to leave it on my wall, and it's still there today, and I look at it often. For months and months. It's been there for 9 months, I think, and I still work with it. In fact, so much of my vision board has already come true. I still have fears and worries and doubts and anxiety, some negative karma and regrets. But I also have a lot of positive karma and make a lot of good decisions. But I am also in a deeply loving relationship with Trevor. It has been 9 months now of getting to know him, and I'm blown away by how beautiful our relationship is every day. I love him more and more. He was on my vision board, and on the back of it I wrote everything I wanted in a man and to be as a woman. We have deeply healed and spiritual healing and spiritual conversations. He's always inspiring and uplifting me. He encourages me to love deeply. I also had on my vision board festivals, traveling, Hawaii, children, purpose, nature, and my dog on a kayak at the lake. So much is coming true, and I am grateful. Here's another one about the harmonic egg. Oh my goodness, how much time? How much do we have left in here? Wow. Okay. I think it's been about an hour, so I'm going to do another one here.